back there in Vernon?
I am a case manager with mental health.
Oh, well, you ought to be very busy then.
Oh, I'm very busy. Very busy. And I could be busy in any city in the country that I want to go to.
What is it? Is it mostly drugs that you find that's causing the problems?
What we believe is that it's in there, in us by some way. You know, the people that are sick have the genetic disposition, or whatever you want to say, and the drugs trigger it. Or it's not always drugs. Sometimes it's trauma, and sometimes it's just turning 18, 19. You see so many people start getting sick when they're about 18 or 19 years old.
Now, there's been speculation, studies, or conspiracies, if it were, that a lot of what we're putting into the environment these days, fluoride in the water, the pharmaceutical drugs, you know.
Personally, I believe that. That is something I believe, but it's not the official stance, so I got to be careful.
Yeah, indeed. I find that to be...
I believe that's a lot. I don't know if it's vaccines, I don't know if it's the fluoride, I don't know if it's just all of
or a combination of all the...
everything, but I think it's a lot of everything. I also believe a lot of what the doctors are telling people to do. And here's my thing, and I don't mean to get on this, but I try to tell people everywhere I go. If you go to your doctor and you've got high cholesterol, they say, oh, you got to start taking a statin. But if you ask them, well, what if I just change my diet? They say, well, it's mostly genetic. You can't really change it. But we do want you to start eating more grains, more sweet potatoes, more this. Well, guess what? All that stuff causes your body to create cholesterol. Everything they tell you to do is the opposite of what you need to do if you want to lower your cholesterol. But then we're going to sell you these statins for $130 a month.
Yes.
And I am just...
Do you think it's garbage in, garbage out? Because do you think the doctors are taught things that are wrong to begin with?
Yeah, because you got to realize, they can lose their license. I've actually friends with a doctor that he believes the same as me, and he doesn't tell people to eat more grains and all that. He tells them, he says, lower your carbohydrates, because when your blood sugar goes down, that's when your liver starts creating cholesterol to help make up for the loss, the drop. So he says no, but he tells me, he says, I have to be careful because the MDA, basically, that could lose my license if I was reported, because this is what these doctors have to say. So if you ask a doctor, what am I supposed to do, he tells you. Then if you say, what do you do? It's often the opposite of what you do.
Right.
I have another theory, and this is completely conspiracy theory stuff, and I don't know, I don't share this with a lot of people, but you seem to be like-minded.
Oh, yeah.
I can't help but wonder if the government in the 60s didn't get concerned about overpopulation with all the baby boomers. Because if you think about it, that's when they really started promoting abortion. Whatever your stance is on abortion, you got to realize its main purpose was to try to, basically mainly blacks,
right,
but poor people in general, keep the population down. I can't help but think that to keep the population down, they gave bad advice. MDA came out with bad advice to give to the baby boomers so they would be sicker, have to pay money, but also not live as long. And you're starting to see a little bit of that change now. The baby boomers are basically,
I think you're absolutely right in the sense through the educational system, the brainwashing, TV, the electronic devices that have been known to affect brainwaves.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes, as I say, I think it's an attack on all sides, and I think it goes exactly what you're saying, because the numbers dictate. We're running out of resources. We're going to, and there's going to be a culling, and of course Kissinger called it the useless food eaters. Called us the useless food eaters. And you look at the eugenics.
I hadn't heard that, but that's true.
Yeah. And so, what are we going to do with them? And when you look at the advent of artificial intelligence or robotics, which is going to replace a lot of the worker bees, what are we going to do with all these people? So I think the GMO foods, the poison vaccines, the fluoride in the water, whatever they're spraying in the air on us, I think we're just guinea pigs to them now.
Well, in 1990, everybody was screaming overpopulation of Earth, overpopulation of Earth. But technically, if in 1990, when they were screaming this, you could have taken every person on Earth and put it in Jacksonville County, Florida.
Right.
So, too many people is the problem. It's us getting along, and equal control of.
I think it's
resources.
mismanagement of resources, of course.
Oh yeah, oh it is. Government, that one about the government, that's true. That's what's obsolete.
Yeah.
But I got to go.
All right, thank you. Here, let me give you a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton.
Thank you.
Good for any crime in the world. How you doing, folks?
Real fun, thank you. Very interesting what you show us.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Try not to be boring.
And you succeed.